Hello and welcome to today's new episode. And in this episode, I'm going to show you something very interesting. Uh, I have a list of stocks. Uh, Rather, I have the list of the whole market, all the stocks in the listed in the NSE. So this list is quite big, quite exhaustive, and my target is to find out some good microcap stocks, right? So for that, uh, we will do some data crunching. Earlier in one particular video, I have shown you data crunching on SME platform. I've shown you one way of doing the data crunching. Today, uh, I'll be showing you some different technique, some different set of studies through which we will be able to find out some good set of companies, good number of some good companies. uh, Obviously this list will be very truncated list. Truncated means lots of companies will be filtered out, so it will be easier for us to further study on the stocks, or we can do some other shortlisting techniques as well. So without wasting time, let me bring you in my screen and let me show you the process. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. And now let me show you this Excel. So firstly, this how did I get this Excel? Now, as I was referring, I have made one particular video related to this data crunching SME sector, and you can, like, who has not seen this video, they can get this video from the I button. So the how the stock has been downloaded, how the list, this exhaustive list has been downloaded from the from screener, that I have shown in my earlier video. You can check that particular video, and that particular video description box contains the link of the list of that SME sector stocks as well. So in today's video, I'm showing you the all sector, the list of all the sectors, and afterwards I will show you data crunching on some microcap stocks. So this is that list I have downloaded. Now what I'm going to do, see this in my last video also, I have I told you several times that, see, all everything, all the numbers, means all the line items, all the parameters are not visible because the excel, the width of the Excel uh, doesn't fit with the name of the sorry, width of the cells doesn't fit with the column headers. So what we can, there are two options. Like, one, we can simply wrap the text, otherwise I have shown you, let me go back. Okay, and now auto fit column width, that is also possible, like as per our convenience. So now in this particular case, let me wrap the text. I'm wrapping the text so everything is visible here. Now my first target is, see, this is the list I was referring. uh, I hope my screen is visible. So 4,715 stocks, correct? 4,715 stocks are visible in this particular list. Now it looks little big, right? So quite exhaustive list, and obviously we cannot come to a conclusion with, or let's say we cannot filter the stocks. We cannot like blindly, we can't say which stock is good, which stock is not good. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to filter this list. How I will do, firstly, see, this list contains everything, means from large cap to Acha, just a moment. Now let me auto fit the column. Now see, right now this particular list contains different market capitalization stocks from large cap, mid cap, small cap, micro cap, everything. What I'm going to do, I'm going to shortlist only the micro cap companies. How I will do it? For that, I will go to data, I will go do the filter, and what I will do, see, these are arranged based on alphabetical orders. It starts with A to Z, and alphabet numbers are even before starting alphabets. So now I'm going to sort it in terms of market cap. Now let me make it smallest to largest. Correct. Smallest to largest. So smallest to largest means micro cap are stocks which has market cap less than 1000 crore. So I will try to find out stocks where market cap is less than 1000 crore. Right. Now let me color this particular column for ease of understanding. Now let me minimize this video panel, otherwise it becomes difficult. It is creating obstruction. So this is the market capitalization, right? So from 1 crore to, this is in ascending order. So 1 crore onwards. So what I'm going to do here, I am going to take market capitalization up to 1000 crore, right? उसके बाद थोड़ा मतलब जो stocks which are less than, sorry, 1000 crore, right? So stocks which are less than 100 crore, I will eliminate that. Let me take it first up to 1000 crore and afterwards have a look at it. So I'm strictly taking till 1000 crore. Even 1004 5 crore will not be taken. So very rigid way, in a very rigid manner, I am taking till 1000 crore, 999 crore, right? I have selected. Now I'm taking this data. I've selected the till 1000 crore, and now I'm taking it in a different page altogether. Correct. Now my list is already relatively small. See, still this list is quite big. 3244 crore. And what was, how much, how many now, what was the total number of stocks here? 4700 crore. Sorry, 4715 stocks, from 4700 to 3200. So 1500 stocks has been eliminated, which are basically above 1000 crore. Now this list is also very exhaustive, and I have to really think upon whether these stocks, take considering stocks less than 100 crore, are meaningful. So somewhere you have to take the decision. I don't think very significant, very uh, important companies are there. So it's better to eliminate below 100 crore. Below 100 crore means 1700 stocks are, if I'm taking, if I have to take from 100 crores, say 99 crores. So still for 1752 stocks will be eliminated, right? So I'm just simply deleting it. And now see, the list has been truncated. 1493, almost 1500 stocks are there. We have started with 4700. Now only 1500 stocks are there, which are micro cap, comfortably micro cap, I would say, because I'm not considering less than 100 crore also. So 100 crore to 1000 crore is the micro cap stocks I have considered here. Now I will do the actual filtering process to shortlist the final set of stock. So this is step 1. ठीक है, this is step 1. Next is, now I'm going to see for micro cap companies, important is again uh, ROE, ROC. See, I'm just trying to highlight these columns. This is ROC column, right? This is all I ROC column. Let me highlight it. Let me color it. So ROC. This is debt to equity. This is also important. This is ROE. This is also important for me. Okay. I'm not considering any valuation parameter because there are various sector companies. So comparing stocks uh, be, uh, belongs like stocks belongs from various different uh, category, various different segment, or let's say various different industries does not make sense. Means I should not compare one stock which belongs to capital goods sector with a stock which belongs to agrochemical sector. So this comparison will not be uh, meaningful. It's not apple to apple comparison. So uh, valuation wise comparison is something which will be absolutely missing here. It cannot be, should not be based on P, based on EV EBITDA. Correct. So these are the columns I'm hiding because these are price movements column, return over 3 months and return over 6 months. So let me hide these columns. I'm unable to find out the option hide. So no issue. Let me delete it. No, ठीक है, let it be. Just ignore it. अच्छा. So in this particular process, I'm going to do one thing very interesting. Stocks where debt has been reduced in last 1 year. So for that, I'm just taking 2 years debt side by side, right? This is the previous year's debt. So this is debt FY24. This is debt FY23. So let me again reconfirm once whether this, because this is after Q2 FY25. This is the data I have taken after Q2 FY25. So let me confirm first whether these debt levels which are getting reflected is this FY24 debt or debt after H2 FY25, because we all know that balance sheet are produced after 6 months. So in half yearly balance sheets are available, so debt can be captured from the latest balance sheet as well. But I'm not very sure whether screener is showing that particular set of data. So for that, let me take any of the company. Mm, let's say this APM Industries. APM Industries. Where is the debt? Yes. Acha. So let me delete this blank page, blank column. Otherwise, it will create problem. So debt FY24 for this company which is this company? Uh, Cine Vista. Let me check. So they are saying debt has been reduced from 78 crore to 27.4 crore. Now let me check. Cine Vista, okay. Cine Vista Limited. Loss making company. How do I say this is a loss making company? PE is absent. Stock PE is absent. Yes. If your EPS is negative, obviously P is undefined because uh, EPS P is CMP minus CMP divided by EPS, right? So if EPS is less than 0, then your PE is undefined. So what I was trying to show you, mm, this is the balance sheet, right? This is the balance sheet, and you are saying your borrowings 27.48 crore is the September 24 quarter borrowings. So 27.48. So this is the data of after H1 FY25. H1 FY25, and this is the data of then FY24. Let me still reconfirm 78 crore. Acha, 78 crore means this is FY23 data. Okay, FY23 data, no problem. So that's good. Over 1.5 year, if there is any meaningful change in the debt level in more than 1 year, even 1.5 year, then that is something we must look at it. So I'm not considering any other, because my last video I have shown you ROE, ROC, how to filter out stocks with those parameters and how to refilter it. So in this particular video, let me show you. Let me show you how many stocks comes under this debt improvement in the debt numbers in this category. So let me, acha, so just do one thing. Let ROE, ROC be there, no problem. Uh, so debt, sorry, क्या कर दिया हम? अच्छा, this debt has been improved. ठीक है. So I'm adding one another column. Debt reduced. Improved means debt reduced. Let me clearly write it. Create a column. Debt reduced. How much? From this one latest minus this one. So this is 46 crore negative, means debt has been reduced, right? So let me find out who has reduced debt, who has increased debt. Okay, so this newly produced column is ready, right? Let me also color this in the same manner. And now let me put the filter and let me check which company has reduced its debt. Correct? Not considering any other parameter, debt reduced. Now, largest to smallest. Let me check which companies have really reduced debt significantly. Who is this guy? From 1300, 13,000. Oh, sorry, they have increased debt. No, from I made it wrong. Smallest to largest. Whereas, acha, this is a company who has reduced debt like anything. 2,800 crore debt has been reduced, and now it's almost zero debt count. Nagarjuna Fertilizer. Acha, Nagarjuna Fertilizer is a company which was debt ridden for quite long time. Oh, so this is something we can have a look at it. Okay, now let me separately find out Nagarjuna Fertilizer. But I have a disclaimer that I do not have any buy sell hold recommendation in Nagarjuna Fertilizer. Neither I have any buy sell hold recommendation in Nagarjuna Fertilizer, not in any of the companies mentioned or shown in this particular video. No buy sell hold recommendation. So if you have any personal interest, you just check with your registered advisor or take the decision by yourself. Take your own call. So Nagarjuna Fertilizer is, see, this is very significant. 2842, even last year, means FY24, they have increased their debt and now it is only 19 crore. Okay, this company has reserve negative. This is also something we have to watch out. Overall, uh, uh, it does not look in a very good shape, but you have to read it. Means how did they, why did they, means how did they reduce their debt? That is something we have to read, we have to understand. But reserve is still negative, means they are like eroding their net worth also. So this is not good at all. So we need to understand how, like how come they have reduced their borrowings, and how it will be beneficial for over the period of time in their expenses, because expenses are very high in this particular company, right? So you can have a look. This is the sales number and expenses number, means reduced debt has reduced, means what will happen? Your finance cost will go down. So if your finance cost goes down, so your bottom line will be improved, your valuation will be positive, like will be improved, right? EPS will be improved. Your, if the interest cost goes down, what will happen? Your EBT, earnings before tax, or profit before tax, whatever it is, so this number will be improved. And if this number is improved, simultaneously your net profit, PAT, profit after tax, also will be improved. So EPS will be improved, so PE will be down, so you will find your valuation is quite compatible. So see, interest cost was very high, 479 crore, 526 crore, but they now they have reduced, means it will be improved. But the problem is not just because of high debt level. Problem is at their operation expenses are higher than sales. Now we have to understand another one thing. As far as the fertilizer company is concerned, uh, if it is a urea manufacturer, then even DAP manufacturers, up to a certain extent, they are very much dependent on government subsidies. So let me find out what are their product list. Now the chemical manufacturers, micro irrigation, acha, fine. Their product profile consists of urea, anhydrous ammonia, which is the raw material, means the company is backward integrated, diammonium phosphate, means DAP, muriate of potash, and zinc sulfate heptahydrate, and zinc sulfate monohydrate. So they are into the complete basket of, uh, fertilizer, from urea to DAP to muriate of potash, which are the key fertilizers used in the market, and they are partly backward integrated as well, as they are manufacturing ammonia. Now, uh, s- obviously, like when urea is attached over there, DAP is attached in their product line. Obviously, some subsidy requirement also, subsidy attract like this company will attract lots of subsidies. So when and how this company is getting subsidy, those are something we have to understand. And this high cost of operation is due to that. So reduction in debt is obviously good, but parallelly we have to understand the problem in the company is not just because of the high debt. Problem is because of the problem at the operating level. This is non-operating expense. Interest is non-operating expense, so problem is at the operating level. So your expenses are quite high, that's why you are a negative EBITDA. This is something we have to understand. So it's difficult to take a call from my opinion. Now there may be some other factors because I have not studied the company deeply. So let me go back. So this is one stock which has come here. Acha, this is the company which has reduced debt. Let me check this company. Who is this? GVK Power Infra. But still they have their debt level is quite high. Now let me do one thing. Let me freeze this pen. It's creating really trouble. How to freeze the pen? Are yaar. View, freeze pens, freeze pens. Right? Now it will be easier to look at it. Now we can see this is GVK Power Infra. So let me go and check how GVK Power Infra is placed. GVK Power and Infrastructure. Acha, what is GVK Power? They are basically into the energy in the energy business. This combined cycle power plant, uh, gas or naphtha based, thermal, coal based, and hydropower projects. So they are into these different types of power plants, from thermal to hydro to uh, gas or naphtha based. It's a combined facility, so that they are running, operating. So this is GVK Power. Now just have a look at it. Their operating profit, they are running at good profit, but their cost has gone, interest cost, that is the finance cost, has gone down up to a certain extent, 110 crore in September 24. So some improvement from 130 odd crore to 110 crore is an improvement. Now if we look at its balance sheet, their borrowing has gone down gradually from 13,000 crore in March 20 to 3,500 crore in March 21. Afterwards, it again went up to 10,500 crore in March 22. And afterwards, again, it has gone down from 10,500 to 4,800, 4,600, now 3,736 crore. Still, some borrowings are there, some significantly large borrowings are there, rather. And another one thing, their reserve is negative, means they are still eroding cash. And the problem is just not because of the high debt. Debt is obviously a point of concern. So due to the high debt, they are paying, interest cost is very high, 1,000 crore in FY23. And in between there are fluctuations in between. In FY21 and FY22, their debt level has come down 305 crore and 421 crore. So this is a common practice of the company. They reduce the debt and soon after they take fresh debt and the debt goes up. So this shape is not that great, although they are making operating profit at the operating level, at EBITDA level. But the problem is their reserve is still negative, and the debt, the issue with the reduction in debt, uh, Despite reduction in debt, you can see March 23 had higher PBT, and FY 24 PBT level is quite low, 240 crore. So these are a few things we need to closely observe and accordingly need to take a call. So I do not feel personally, although I have not read the company ever, I am not interested in this particular. I was not interested in this particular sector earlier because, this infrastructure space is very complicated, and for years it was this sector was highly dependent on government's policies and all. So that's why it was quite dicey, and means I hardly done any work in this particular sector, so I'm not making any comment. But in terms of numbers, I can say uh, that comfort is not there. I would say that comfort is not at all there. So again, let me come back to the so in this way you have to find out. Now next company is Sadbhav Engineering. They have also reduced cost from 5,100 crore to 3,725 crore. This is still not that very comfortable, right? Now one another thing we can do, companies who have reduced debt to less than 100 crore, less than 50 crore. So that companies can be considered. तो उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए? डेट लेस देन 100 CR, ठीक है? Debt less than 100 CR. So what I'm doing, if this value, just a moment, let me make it little bigger. I think now this must be visible. If I said less than 100 crore, this particular number, this H1 FY25 number is less than 100 CR, 100, less than 100, then show me this data. Else, else, z- क्या लिखना चाहिए? Else, right, avoid, right? Correct? So 19 crore is coming. So companies who has debt level less than 1 crore, less than 100 crore, those companies are only considered here. See, so in this way also we can filter out lots of stocks, right? Lots of companies. So less than 100 crore debt is quite reasonable, means debt more than 100 CR. Obviously, it completely depends on size. Like with 1,000 crore debt, also debt can be, debt to equity may can be 0.1%. But as these are all micro cap companies, so that possibility is remote. So in that case, like we can apply some different formula altogether, means compared to its uh, total equity also we can check in that way. Okay, now let me filter this data, unfilter and filter, because This last one was not filtered. Now what I'm doing, I'm just showing uh, smallest to largest, no problem. Okay. So these are the list of the companies where debt has been reduced quite a lot. So that avoid list can be avoided. So up to this one. So here the debt is less than 100 crore, and Malcolm has reduced debt by 9 crore. Natural Capsules has reduced debt by 2.9 crore, and total debt is less than 100 CR. Right. So we can take this particular list to a different Excel altogether. Yeah, sorry, different sheet altogether. Right. How many companies are there? Let me check. 1100. How many was there in the in earlier case? 1493 to 1100. So good. That's good. So my list is getting smaller, right? So these techniques are very useful to shortlist stocks from a huge pool of stocks. Okay, so now companies with preferably with zero debt, like had debt and now debt is less than 100 CR, उसमें देखो कुछ कंपनीज है जहाँ पे डेट was not there and debt has not been reduced, and it was a zero debt company, now also it's a zero debt company. So my motive is to find the trigger. So let me pull out those companies where debt was there and now they have reduced debt. तो इसीलिए I'm just filtering this particular list to another Excel. Sorry, another sheet. Correct? So this is the sheet, and you can follow process this process with me. This will be really helpful. अब इसमें जीरो डेट हुआ है, किसका कितना ज्यादा डेट, कौन सा कंपनी, विच कंपनी हैज रिड्यूस डेट द मोस्ट, रिड्यूस द डेट, reduce debt the most to become a zero debt company. That is the target, right? So all these company have selected as zero debt now. How much they have reduced in the latest year and a half? Let me check in this way. Data filter, correct? Now what I'm doing, largest to smallest. So all are filtered. Acha. So this must be smallest to largest, correct? Smallest because obviously minus 125 crore is smaller than minus 2 crore, right? So this, that's why it is smallest to largest. Now have a look at the stocks which are zero debt, now reduce their debt significantly in latest 1.5 year. Now let me freeze this pen, otherwise again it will create the trouble. So I've frozen the column to get a better view. Now I am moving this side and see back films, Regency FinCorp, Mortis Malar, SIL Investments. These companies have reduced debt to become zero. But back films, Regency FinCorp, these two companies had higher numbers. Means they have repaid larger amount of debt to become debt free. So this is the list, and in this particular list, the previous one where I was filtering, uh, I can, instead of, let me take this entire sheet into a different sheet. Let me copy the total matter into a different sheet altogether. Just a moment. See, this is the full list. I'm again copying the whole. This 1493 stocks are there in this particular list. Now I'm taking this into a different sheet altogether. And what my motive is to filter this list जहां पे डेट रिड्यूस तो हुआ है एंड डेट टू इक्विटी इज ऑल्सो लेस देन 1. तो ये डेट लेस देन 100 करोड़ वाला नहीं चाहिए मुझे. व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू डू, डेट टू इक्विटी लेस देन 0.5. ठीक है. इफ, अच्छा, लेट मी मेक इट इवन बिगर. If here is the debt to equity, if this value is less than or equal to 0.5, তাহলে কি, then what will happen? Then it will show this one, this particular cell, means value of this particular cell, or if criteria doesn't match, then it will show avoid. Right? So this is the formula. See, these are showing so many stocks are there. So better filter it. Go to data, filter, and eliminate those avoid wala. ठीक है, largest to smallest. So I'm just simply eliminating this avoid wala. अरे, so I'm eliminating simply this 475 stocks where debt to equity is more than 0.5, although they have reduced their debt. अब क्या करना है? Now find out who has reduced debt the most. Array. So there are some companies where debt has been reduced quite a lot. Acha. So this is, I'm not very sure. Here debt to equity is not visible. I'm not saying it's zero, but system is capturing it as zero. This is future retail. You all know the story of future retail. So obviously it is very dicey. I will not go with this one. BGR Energy. BGR Energy has reduced it by 1392 crore. Then Gayatri Projects, Imami Realty, Quadrant Tele, Aban Offshore. They have reduced, all of them has reduced. Spencer Retail, Seatco Automobile. So they have reduced their debt significantly. Right, here is the entire list. So this list is obviously very, still very exhaustive, because as I said, there are thousand stocks. There are thousand stocks. Now, what we can do, we can further filter this list. Just a moment. We can further filter this particular list based on various other return ratios, right? So at least these stocks are zero debt companies who has recently reduced their debt. So that is the preferred stocks now. Preferred list in the microcap, where now let me name it, debt reduced. Let me put it in this way, debt to equity, ये नहीं लेगा. Let it be debt to debt reduced. So now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to apply trigger figure, क्या बोलता है, other filters to select the stocks. Now let's say this is ROC, this is ROE. Let me filter this based on ROE. So stocks having ROE more than uh, 20% or more than 20%. Let me make it largest to smallest. Return on capital employed, return on equity. So I don't understand return on equity 170%. How come it is possible? There must be some problem. Problem means, what is the formula of return on equity? That is net profit divided by your net worth. When your the ratio will be very high, abnormally high, either your, means obviously your top line has to be very big, or your bottom line must have be, means that sorry, your denominator, I'm bit wrong, it's not top line, your numerator is very high or denominator is very low. So numerator is high means your, in this particular case, for the case of ROE, your uh, net profit must be very high. I don't think net profit is very high for companies like Gujarat Tourism, very small company, microcap company. So obviously net profit cannot be very big. Else your denominator, that is your net worth, must be very small. So that possibility is very high. Your like your denominator, that is the net worth, is very small. That is why this ROE is showing so big, more than 100. So better avoid this 170 180 wala ROE. Even ROE 98 84, these are also, also does not look good. Means might be, must be something, uh, some structural problem or something, we apparently will not be able to figure out. Sorry. So now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to consider those companies who has reasonable high ROE. ROE more than 15%, right? From 15% to, now we have to go bit slow because we cannot take all the companies. 18, 19, 20. Okay, let's take from till 35 तक रहेगा, 40 तक रहता है. 40 ROE is also very big. लेस देन 40, अच्छा 40 तक लेता है. चलिए 40 तक लेता है. लेट्स सी. नाउ लेट मी पेस्ट इट इन अ different sheet altogether. This is the header. I have to copy this header and need to paste here. कहाँ गया? Yes, here. And now let me अरे sorry. ठीक है. Home format auto fit columns हो गया, right? Oh, sorry. हुआ नहीं है actually. You have to select the entire table. Auto fit column with. Now it is done. Correct. So now we can see, we are able to see which stocks have uh, reasonably high ROE and zero debt, like who has returned back their debt to become zero. Oh, the here debt to equity is also negative. Sorry, is less than zero point 0.5, not negative, less than zero point 0.5. It's 236 stocks. Fabulous. So we have started with 4,700 stocks. Now we have landed to 236 stocks. So in this way, we can add various parameters to arrive at certain very good list of stocks. But please note, not necessarily that all the stocks in this particular list are good, and also not necessarily whatever we have eliminated all are very bad. But possibilities there. You cannot study that 4,700 stocks, cannot update those 4,700 stocks. So you have to be choosy. So this is the list which I have shortlisted. Now, so this is the list. I hope this will add value to your journey, your investment planning, investment decisions. तो इसको मतलब this 236 stocks are not enough. You have to further filter it. Otherwise, it will be very exhaustive. Uh, so companies debt to equity हो गया. So I'm applying the next level of filter, which is ROC. What I'm doing, ROC more than 20%. ठीक है. Again, I'm data filter, return on capital employed, largest to smallest. Those 50% ROC is something very astronomical. So I'm eliminating that and coming till 40%. 40% is also very high. let let's come back to 30%. So this is the 30% wala ROE list. Sorry. So I have filtered this particular list, taken it. Sorry, क्या हो गया? अच्छा. No, sorry. This list will be even smaller. So these techniques are very effective technique to bring down your list of, or let's say, yes, to trim your list list of stocks to list of stocks for further study or for qualitative study. So this is done. Now it is 173. Still, it is very big. 173 is still very big. So there you can, now you, what you can do, you can apply your revenue wala part, matlab sales growth and all those stuffs, as I have shown in the earlier videos. So you can apply the same based on your choice. You can take 15 to 20% growth at the sales, and in the margin also you can means a margin means I'm referring that sales EBITDA margin. So in terms of margin also you can filter it further. So with that, I'm very sure this 170 list will come down to very small, maybe uh, 30-40 stocks. So what we can do, this sales is basically uh, this is H1 FY20. No, no, sorry. What I have done in the earlier video, that is very, means I have explained that in that particular video. Honestly, I don't remember everything also, like the sales, whatever the sales data, is it H1 FY25 data, or or this is FY24 data. So this is quarterly. So net profit, EBITDA preceding quarter, this is the quarterly numbers. EBITDA latest quarter, EBITDA preceding quarter. So we can take it as EBITDA Q2 FY25. हो गया latest quarter. EBITDA preceding quarter means EBITDA. What is the preceding quarter? uh, कितना होगा? Hmm, Q1 FY25, and preceding year quarter is Q2 FY24. Correct. Now what we can do, we can filter the margin. बहुत उधर जाएगा तो let me create here margin. Sorry, मेरा कैप्स लॉक ऑन हो गया. Margin, EBITDA margin, let me write it full. EBITDA margin Q2 FY25. This must be Q1 FY25, not 26. फिर भी मेरा काम थोड़ा कम हो जाता है इससे, ड्रैग करने से। एंड ये वाला डेटा तो अभी दिख नहीं रहा है, सो फॉर द टाइम बीइंग we can avoid it. Just stay limited within with quarterly numbers. So this is EBITDA Q2 FY25 divided by your sales, correct? तो यहाँ पे डेटा नहीं आएगा because data is not there. But सारा ऐसा नहीं होगा. Now you can percentage, correct? तो अब now let me color it, otherwise बाद में ढूंढना बहुत मुश्किल पड़ जाता है. Now let me find out the improvement in the EBITDA margin. EBITDA margin improved. कहाँ पे? मेरा लेटेस्ट वन माइनस द प्रीवियस वन, और दोनों में क्या किस बात की अंतर है? इट मस्ट बी इन basis point. As I referred in my last video also, it must be based on the basis point, must not be in percentage, right? Right. तो मेरा एबिटा मार्जिन जहाँ पे यहाँ पे घट गया, तो 30% to 9% माई मार्जिन इम्प्रूवमेंट नेगेटिव, मतलब देर आर नो इम्प्रूवमेंट, वो खराबी हुआ है. तो नाउ लेट मी अप्लाई वन फिल्टर, डेटा फिल्टर, where EBITDA margin is has been improved. Largest to smallest. सो EBITDA मार्जिन इम्प्रूवमेंट, यहाँ पे EBITDA मार्जिन मेरे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. देयर मस्ट बी समथिंग इन द डेटा. इट्स, आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर. ये थोड़ा सा, oh shit. This is Q2 FY25 data, and just need to check सेल्स का. ये तो ठीक है, ये समझ में नहीं आता है. सो इट्स बेटर, इसमें कुछ क्लैरिटी नहीं है, इसको थोड़ा सा अवॉइड करना चाहिए. तो रेस्ट आर फाइन, 43%, 21% to 43%. अच्छा, वन थिंग, वन मिस्टेक आई हैव डन is quarter on quarter margin improvement. I always discourage doing this quarter on quarter margin improvement. You must check margin improvement in yearly terms. Year on year margin change means Q2 FY25 divided compared to Q2 FY24. यहाँ पे बाद में डेटा भी नहीं है. डेटा नहीं है मतलब समथिंग इज मिसिंग. यहाँ पे डेटा कुछ स्टॉक्स में है नहीं, ऐसा बात है क्या? अच्छा, तो कुछ स्टॉक्स में नहीं है, सारा में ऐसा नहीं है. नहीं, यहाँ पे डेटा है. So I'm not dragging it further because ये Q1 FY25 Q2 FY25 very dicey, ये करना नहीं चाहिए. मतलब probably this data for Q2 FY24 is not there. I'm unable to find it out. You must compare it Q2 FY25 with Q2 FY24. So that margin improvement must be computed not from QOQ basis. So it must be YOY basis, matlab year on year basis. So anyways, you know the filtering process. I have filtered from 4700 to some 150, less than 150 stocks. So this number is also very like big enough. We cannot invest in 150 stocks. Not necessarily that all 150 stocks are good, and it is also not correct that all the stocks in this 150 list are all good. So जो हम लोग को करना पड़ेगा, we have to keep on doing, applying various filters to come to a conclusion. Maybe 8, 10, 20 stocks aega, then we can further judge it. So we have discussed lots of parameters in the previous video and in this video. So we can apply those parameters one by one, and accordingly we can appear, we can shortlist our target companies. So आई होप दिस इज क्लियर टू यू. तो इसका फाइनल क्या निकाल रहा है वो हम दिखा नहीं पा रहे, मगर ठीक है. वट एवर हैज कम, दिस इज इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. वट एवर लाइक बिफोर दिस एबिडा मार्जिन इम्प्रूवमेंट वाला, ये वाला हम किया नहीं है. देखिए हिंदुस्तान मोटर्स है इसमें फिल्टरिंग में, मगर प्लीज नोट, आई सेड इट सेवरल टाइम्स दैट not necessarily all the companies are good. Hindustan Motors has no business at all. This business has been closed down decades back. Okay, but as the company holds some, the company exists and the company holds some, क्या बोलता है, land. तो that's why इस दिस कंपनी एग्जिस्ट्स. और अब उसका जो प्रॉपर्टी है, लैंड है, बेस्ड ऑन दैट इट इज स्टैंडिंग टुडे. तो हिंदुस्तान मोटर्स type of stocks can be there in this shortlisted list. So in terms of numbers improvements or debt less no debt, तो वो आ सकता है, मगर you have to be very cautious while choosing the stock. एंड क्या होता है कि कुछ स्टॉक्स तो आपको नाम से पता चल जाएगा, जैसे आई सेड हिंदुस्तान मोटर्स, नाम से आपको पता चलेगा नहीं दे हैड बैड हिस्ट्री, सो देर इज नो पॉइंट ब्रेकिंग हेड्स ओवर देयर, राइट. तो हेमंत सर्जिकल, तो इस टाइप का कंपनीज आ रहा है यहाँ पे. तो वी कैन स्टडी दिस कंपनी सेपरेटली, लुकिंग सेपरेटली ऑन देयर नंबर्स. तो वैसे आपको, आप इसको शॉर्टलिस्ट, फर्दर शॉर्टलिस्ट कर सकते हो अप्लाइंग वेरियस अदर पैरामीटर्स. So that is it in this particular video. I'm not extending it too much, and in the next video I will show you another one very interesting technique of you know shortlisting the stock. So thank you so much, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel, and um, let's meet in the next video with a new topic altogether. Thank you so much.